Well, hello, and thank you for joining us for our December 2013 Park City Market Talk webinar, our last webinar of the year. I'm Jeremy Wilstein, buyer consultant for the Wilstein team.
And I'm Ron Wilstein, a broker here at Keller Williams International Luxury Homes, and we're glad that you're joining us. We've got lots to talk about as we look back at the past year and forward at the next year.
Deer Valley, Canyons, and Park City Mountain Resort are all finally open. Deer Valley just opened this previous weekend, and Canyons and Park City Mountain Resort have been open. I was up skiing with Dean DeLeon, a new buyer consultant for our team, and we had a great powder day yesterday and lots of good skiing.
Yep, for sure. And then we just want to bring to your attention some events you may want to check out in January. A lot on the calendar. We've got the Freestyle World Cup at Deer Valley from January 8th through the 11th. And then we have the free skiing slopestyle and halfpipe at the Park City Mountain Resort later in the month, January 17th through the 18th. And then, of course, Sundance Film Festival will be here January 16th through the 26th. So lots of fun activities in the month of January.
All right. So we're going to take a look back at Park City in the year 2013.
And then we'll give you an update on what's been happening in the real estate market, of course, covering the last 12-month period.
And then we're going to have Ron's predictions for 2014, what he feels like is going to be the next 12 months ahead.
That's right. And that's always, we always at this time see how well I did from the previous year.
Yeah.
We're going to look forward again for 2014. So let's first begin by looking at the year in review. And Jeremy, what did we report on during our webinars?
Well, of course, we reported on the Sundance Film Festival, which is coming up here in about 5-6 weeks.
That's right. Always lots of celebrities here and films to see. So a fun time in town and lots of action.
Yep. January 16th through the 26th is this year's film festival.
And then we reported during the month of April about the market shift. And we had come from a market where it was the buyer's market for the most part. There were more homes on the market than there were buyers ready to buy it. Then we began to see a shift in the marketplace. We created a bit more of a balanced market where a pretty even number of buyers relative to the property choices that they have. And then the shift occurred later in the year, and it became more of a seller's market where there were more buyers than there were available properties to purchase. And that's the condition we're in right now.
Mm-hmm. And we also reported on Park City's hottest markets a couple times this year. We reported on the hottest single-family home markets and then also the hottest condominium home markets.
That's right. We looked at both Park City and Deer Valley as we evaluated that for you.
Park City got recognized a lot of national awards this year in Barron's. Park City was recognized as the number 4 most desirable ski town to live in. And then, of course, Outside Magazine recently in September, I think it was, honored Park City with the best town ever.
We live in the best town ever.
Best town ever.
It's awesome.
So lots of national recognition for Park City outside the ski resorts. Also this year by Ski Magazine, all 3 of Park City's resorts got ranked in the top 10 resort list, with Deer Valley coming in at number 2, Park City number 5, and Canyons getting in that top 10 spot for the second year in a row.
That's right. And this is the reader's choice. So the readers and subscribers of Ski Magazine put forth their votes. That's what this represents. And then Jeremy was a finalist for the top 30 agents under 30 by the National Association of Realtors. Quite an accomplishment, and we're proud of the boy.
And then the big news of the year that happened recently is that Vail took over management of Canyons Resort for 50 years with the option to extend for another 50 years, about 5 more times.
Yep.
So pretty much for as long as
you and I will be doing webinars.
Yeah. Vail's going to be managing the Canyons, and of course Utah is now Epic with Canyons joining the Epic Mountain Pass.
Remind everybody how that pass works.
The Epic Pass is Vail Resorts, so you get a new number of different resorts in Colorado, California, Nevada, and then also some international ones in Switzerland and Austria.
That's right. So it's one pass, good, lots of different places, now at the Canyons. We also reported about the lawsuit between the Park City Mountain Resort over their land lease and the Talisker Land Holdings Company. Gave kind of chronology. That's what you see behind me right now. And we'll keep you posted on that. It's a drama that continues to unfold. Pretty interesting.
And then we also made you aware of our 3 interactive buyer search websites. BuyParkCityNow.com is our newest one, ViewParkCityHomes.com, and ViewParkCityRealEstate.com. So if you ever need to search for properties online or get some more information on our team, feel free to visit ViewParkCityRealEstate.com or any of the other websites.
That's right. We decided to offer 3 sites because everybody searches a little bit differently. Some just want the very basics, and View Park City Homes focuses on that. Others want to know geography and everything around it, and the other 2 sites focus on that a bit more. So check it out and find the one you like the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then we added Dean DeLeon to our team here at the Wilstein team, and he's actually going to step in here in a moment. Jeremy's going to leave us for just a short period of time.
He's going to relieve me.
That's right. And you're going to meet Dean, perhaps for the first time on a webinar, as he gives us the market update for the Park City real estate market. All right, here we are, and I'm next to Big Dean.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate the introduction, and I am honored to be on the webinar here.
That's right. The Dean is making his debut, and he's going to tell you everything that's happening in the Park City real estate market that you want to know about. So let's begin by letting you know about the activity in terms of number of transactions. 1,397 sales in Park City over the past 12 months. As you know, we always look at homes, we look at condos, and we look at vacant land. This represents all real estate brokerages combined, and it is up 17% or 206 sales from the 12-month period before this 12-month reporting period.
The first graph we're looking at here is a year-to-year comparison of closed sales from December 2012 to November 2013. The homes this past year was 570 sales compared to last year's of 515, which is 11% increase. The condos this year at 608 compared to last year's 530, so we're up 15% in the condos. And then lastly here, the lots last year were 146, and then this year we're looking at 219, which is a 50% increase.
Excellent.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that lot market improve like that. Now let's break it down by specific categories, starting with homes. And we like to show you what's happening in the Park City limits as well as the Snyderville Basin, which is the county area of Park City. We see an increase of 195 sales. This is actually up 13% from the previous year at 172 sales. And then in the Snyderville Basin, it rose from 343 sales up to 375 sales. That's a 9% increase in number of transactions there.
The next graph we're looking at here is going to be the condominium sales. In the Park City area, this past year we've had 356 sales, which is a 14% increase from the 311 that we had last year. And then in the Snyderville Basin area, this past year was 252 sales compared to the 219 of last year, which is a 15% increase.
And as we turn to the lots, this is where we saw the most significant move. In the Park City, it increased by 20 sales, from 35 sales to 55 sales, which is mathematically an increase of 57%. And then in the Snyderville Basin, it rose from 111 sales to 164 sales, up 48%. Now, the other stat that we don't often report on, but we want to mention here, is the time on the market for the closed sales. The average time for homes to sell is 117 days now. That's 36 days faster than the previous 153 sales the year before. So we're not only seeing the inventory being absorbed, but it's being absorbed faster. Buyers are stepping forward, making decisions quicker to purchase properties because if they don't, someone else is. Now let's take a look at prices. Everyone wants to know what we're doing in terms of our property values.
This first graph here on the prices is showing the home median sold prices, again from the same time period of December 2012 till November 2013. Last year in Park City, the median sold price for a home was $1,012,500. This past year, it's increased 23% to $1,242,500. And then in the Snyderville Basin area, we were looking at $624,000 last year, with an increase of 14% to $709,000 this past year.
So you can see our home market is definitely appreciating from the previous year. Now let's turn our attention to the condos. We actually, in the Park City limits, saw prices drop slightly. Again, these are medium sold prices. So if there are 20 sales as an example, the 10th one is the median price. And so the difference between one sale and another can account for an increase or a decrease like what we're seeing here. But in the Park City limits, the condos median price was $502,750. It dropped by about 3% to $489,500. On the other hand, in the Snyderville Basin, we saw an increase of 20% from a medium sold price of condos at $269,000 all the way up to $322,994.
And now we're looking at the price, or the median price, I should say, on the lots here. In 2000, or in the last year, I should say, easily here, we were at $500,000 in the Park City area. This year, it's increased 19% to $592,500. And then in the Snyderville Basin area, last year we were at $247,000 median price to this year's $285,000, which is an increase of 15%.
So nice overall. Our market is strong, very positive, and it's a good way to look back at the year and see what we've done and how we've improved from the previous year. So we now want to spend some time talking about some predictions, and I like to do this each year. Give you an idea based upon the facts that we see today, what is anticipated for the new year, and at the end of the year we find out how we did, and usually pretty accurate on this. So let's take a look at some of the things that I anticipate will be occurring in 2014. First of all, vacant land sales and prices will rise in 2014. You can see from the data we've already presented that it was the strongest category, and we really expect that to continue. We're seeing new construction loan being available, and a couple years ago you couldn't get any loans. We're seeing that people are gobbling up the vacant land and anticipate to build homes, some custom homes, some spec homes. So the market has definitely shifted. So I expect that will definitely continue in the new year and be strong. Then, of course, there's the impact of Vail Resorts on canyons. I say that it will be epic, naming it after their epic ski pass.
It's nice wordplay.
Yes, it is. I spent at least 3 seconds on that.
That's very nice.
Anyway, we have some very, very positive anticipation for the new year by Vail Resorts. They're obviously a seasoned operation. They're going to bring a lot of new services, very customer oriented, a lot of pluses and positive changes for the canyons. So we think that's really going to strengthen the canyons as a resort, but also the real estate that surrounds the canyons. And we reported earlier, we didn't highlight it, but we reported earlier that they finally got the sod down on the golf course at the canyons. And so we'll see more of that happening next spring and summer with the course actually opened up. Well, it just fits in so well with what Vail is bringing to the table. It's going to be pretty positive, and they are as experienced as it comes in the ski industry. So good things that Vail will bring to the canyons.
I know I'm excited to play that new public course in Park City. Should be pretty good.
You're pretty good at golf?
No, I'm awful. I play quite a bit, or I have in the past here, trying to get better. But unfortunately,
so if you see Dean out there,
watch out.
That's right. Put your helmet on. Third category that I see for the new year is Lower Deer Valley condo sales will take off, and I say this within the context, frankly, of the sales being slow in Lower Deer Valley, actually lagging the rest of the market. And as some of you may know, that if you're familiar with lagging indicators, they have a tendency to catch up. And we're definitely working with buyers. Dean could report on this, as could Jeremy or Ed, who are spending all their time with buyers, that we're seeing buyers paying special attention to Deer Valley, knowing that the prices are lagging, knowing that the rest of the market is strong. And so I anticipate during the ski season, when everybody's having a good time skiing, that the Deer Valley properties will get picked up and be purchased at a much faster pace than they have. They're kind of the sleeping opportunity, if you will, and I don't think they'll be sleeping for long. Also, and we've reported on this a couple times during 2013, key single-family home neighborhoods saw the greatest appreciation. We expect this will continue. This, of course, excuse me. This, of course, included Jeremy Ranch as a neighborhood, Old Town, the Silver Springs neighborhood, and Summit Park, and Park Meadows. So the neighborhoods are strong. They're appreciating, particularly among the single families. And so I think we'll see that continuing. And again, our earlier charts indicated that was very strong to see 20%, 24% appreciation among homes. Finally, and this has been a really safe prediction because it has happened every year for a number of years, is investors are going to continue to buy properties with cash. They've got the money. Financing is getting easier than it was in past years, but they like to pay cash. And when it's competitive, when you have a lot of buyers trying to buy the same property, the ones who have cash are preferred buy sellers because they don't have to qualify for the loan and the properties don't have to appraise. Now that our market is shifting and values are going up, we sometimes face an appraisal problem that the appraisers can't keep up with the appreciation, and that becomes a new challenge. Well, if you're a cash buyer, that's not something you have to deal with, or if you're putting a sizable down payment down, it's not as critical if the appraised value is lagging a little bit. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the new year, for 2014. We'll all watch it together and we'll report what the facts are and see how I did. We also want to announce to you that I just finished a new webinar on how to price your property to sell in today's market. It's posted on our website. You can go to BuyParkCity.com/price right or the WilsteinTeam.com/price right and watch that. Gives you some good tips as to what's influencing price values and how, if you're a seller, you're thinking about selling your property, how to price it high to get the highest possible price, but not so high that you don't sell your property. So you may want to check that out. If you have any questions, email your questions or pick up the phone, whatever you prefer. Either send it to myself, Ron at the Wilstein Team, Jeremy at the Wilstein Team, or
Dean at the Wilstein Team.
And if you want us to give you a call, we're happy to. Just include your phone number, preferred time, and we'll reach out to you, help you in any way that we can. So thank you very much for participating in our webinar. Jeremy's not here to come on to say goodbye, but Dean is.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to being with you in here, Ron, on future webinars and speaking to our audience here.
That's right. And so thank you for joining us. Our next update will be next month, Tuesday, January 14th at 7 p.m. If you want to watch some of our old webinars, the address is right there on the bottom of the screen. And from us in Park City, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.